All right, welcome back, everybody. This would be part 2 of my 2-part off-the-cuff content creation, media creation, discussion tutorial. This isn't even a tutorial. It's just more of an overview of all the different things that you should know about when getting into media creation. We did talk about file systems, workflows, just kind of the mindset you should have when creating any form of content, how to put together at least how to think about putting together bits of content, and of course what types of software that you should probably be using on the regular if you don't have access to high-end pro pieces of software, or even if you do have access, to them, and you maybe have extra machines and whatnot that you want to try to use them on, or even might need to use them for, I don't know. There's lots of reasons why you would use different pieces of software than your professional tools. So check it out there. So what does it mean to be a content creator in terms of the creation of the story of what you're putting out? Whoa, that's a bit of a mouthful to say. But whenever you are introducing people, to some form of content, to some form of story, you have to be able to give them an introduction, right? You have to be able to give them some form of world building, and you also have to give them some form of in so that they're invested into whatever you're doing. The intro is often significantly more important than the end, the outro. We could say, actually, I was going to say that it affects the entire quality, but no, I think in general, as long as you have a really, really good intro, people will retain or keep watching whatever video or whatever content you're doing, whatever play, whatever presentation you're doing, if they feel like there's going to be valuable information inside all of the boring stuff that you're doing. So if I, for example, if I'm going to be talking about washing dishes, now I could come up to you and I could talk, I could go, well, you want to put the dishes in the wash, you want to scrub the dishes, and you want to put them in the washing machine, and then you want to take them out and put them in the drying rack. Boring. Nobody cares at all. Why would you care just about describing dishes? Well, let me reframe it for you. Let me pull this out. We're going to do a little bit of marketing, but also more of storytelling, because this is my video about dishwashing, and I want you to be invested in my video about dishwashing, even if it is a boring subject. Because what's the difference between a dishwashing video that anybody makes and a dishwashing video that you make, right? Well, disease and germs have been the #1 cause of death in humanity for thousands of years. We like to establish that we are some of the cleanest and healthiest places to eat in the city. We pride ourselves on making sure that every single little bit of grease gets off of the plate. So how do our dishwashing specialists stand out from other dishwashers around the city? Well, we use very specific dishwashing methods that are exclusive to our establishment, that I hope to teach you today to not just become an expert at dishwashing, but hopefully when you go home, you make your house a cleaner place. You make cleaner dishes, and your family lives a better, happier, healthier life. Got you guys interested a little bit, didn't I? Hopefully, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything amazing, or anything. Well, of course, I did. I guess I did flower it up a little bit, but it doesn't have to be about anything amazing. I've heard a lot too, and I've seen this, and you guys know who you are, but also too, I hear this all the time from groups that are not even the people that are probably going to be watching this. They're like, "Oh, this thing is boring. This thing sucks. This thing is." Or this game is boring, or this situation is boring. Well, as the entertainer, that's not the viewer's problem. That's your problem. Your job as the entertainer, as the storyteller, is to create a world and an environment where the person is looking at the same things that that you're looking at, where the viewer has their attention focused on the same thing that the expert has their attention on. For the average person, a hill of ants is just a hill of ants. But for David Attenborough and his documentary team, that anthill is a thriving colony, is a potential for life to show itself in a much more beautiful way, right? They take your face, they squish it, and they go, look at this thing, look at this thing, look at this thing. And you're like, I can't look anymore. Look at the ants. Look at how cool the ants are, right? And you're forced to do that because you're in the video footage itself. We're not going to talk about the specifics of what is a framed shot, we're not going to go into that stuff because there's hundreds of videos out there that will tell you how you should be shooting a documentary, how you should be shooting a romantic video, a romantic movie, how you should be shooting a comedy, how you should be shooting an action. There are those videos out there, but I want you guys sitting back and thinking about how you're introducing your audience to the environment. I'm going to bring up let's go look at some YouTube videos. We're gonna bring up some Minecraft YouTubers as an example, because Minecraft, honestly guys, Minecraft is like one of the most boring goddamn games out there. How is it boring? Well, the actions are relatively boring, okay? But the environment, if you subscribe to the larger story that is Minecraft, you absolutely will be invested in the world. That's why Minecraft players get into it. Like, the individual moment-to-moment Minecraft play kind of sucks. But let's just take a look at, I don't know, Hermitcraft. And let's pick something boring. Is there something boring we can select? Any video, I don't really care. Whatever, let's just... Oh, behind the scenes? Nope.
Every single time I go into F5 mode, I forget that I've got the crown and then get very quickly reminded that I have the crown. Hello, by the way, welcome to Hermitcraft. This crown talk actually reminds me, I haven't checked up on the button in a very long time. The good thing is, because everyone's been using...
Now, one can argue right away that Hermitcraft is an incredibly interesting SMP. That's true. It is an interesting SMP. But it's the same SMP as literally every other Minecraft player out there. Oh, why is the water keep doing this to me? The world is interesting because these YouTubers are setting up environments to allow for people to be invested in the story. You can see right away, he starts off with something
I've got the crown and then get very quickly reminded that I have the crown.
But why does he have the crown?
Hello, by the way, welcome to Hermitcraft.
Oh, hi. Cool.
This crown talk actually reminds me, I haven't checked up on the button in a very long time.
Wait, what is the button?
Good thing is, because everyone's been using decked out, in theory, this area should have been quite unloaded. So yeah, it looks like the button is still alive. How has it managed to pull this off? It's doing well. Now, do I want the 3 diamonds or shall I leave it for a diamond block?
Right? Now he's asking questions. He's setting up the environment. This world was literally just hills and Minecraft stuff. It's literally just Minecraft stuff. A crown on your head isn't too interesting. A button is literally not interesting at all. But notice how the entire video itself, he's framing, he's setting up for things that are interesting. He's saying, these are all the things that I'm thinking about. Because in theory, the video content creator could just say whatever he wants and go over whatever he like, or just walk through and be like, oh, that's stuff, yeah. But no, when he's creating a video, every single thought, and this is where people don't like influencers and content creators in some way, because every single thought gets blurted out of their mouth. But when you're creating a video, when you are the entertainer, that is your job. You need to frame everything. I want you guys to see how even when I pull something up, even when I pull an article up, I would like to, let's just create a new tab together. Let's go to ChatGPT together. Let's go watch YouTube videos. Oh, Do I see anything interesting on the YouTube video or YouTube channel today? Is there anything new? I'm not just going, no. I'm inviting you guys along with me. It is, I don't see anything interesting here right now. Let's scroll down a little bit and see if there's any videos that catch our eye or any thumbnails that catch our eye. I'm noticing, like, those donuts make me hungry, but I don't know if I want to watch a video about donuts. And I feel like this is not really the time to watch Minecraft videos, but, oh, Jack's Films.
He's
a great content creator. Let's pause for a second. I love this guy. So I want you guys really to notice how I'm bringing everybody along for the ride as I'm walking us through all of the content that's here. Every single clip. Now I'm bored. Let's close the window, or let's just go back and see what else is there, right? The descriptions matter, because if I'm sitting here going,
tonight, the most intense day of fighting.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and welcome to whatever I decide to title this video. I'll be covering
it's boring. It's not worth it, right? You don't see what I'm doing. You don't break down anything. Like, you don't have any idea about the content that I'm attempting to bring you on. So make sure that you are always structuring your content. Even when you're recording it, really think about what phase, what area are you in? Are you in the introduction phase? Are you in the what is it? Okay, hold on. There's the story story arc template. Yeah, there we go. Story arc template. Exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. We can define those inside our descriptions. Exposition. Hi guys, we're the whatever team. We're working together to build a base through this and survive the night. It's going on and whatever. Let's go out into the universe. Let's go out into the wild and we'll figure out what's going on. Rising action. Think about my stream. Hi guys, I'm Sulack. We're going to be talking about blah, 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 blah. Walking through blah, 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 blah. Rising action. Let's build into something. Let's look at the content that we're creating. Here's the individual apps. Here's the individual programs, right? What do we have to do to survive the night? What enemy do we have to fight? And then suddenly here's the challenge, the conclusion, this is what's going on. This is how, like, I at the end of the last little segment that we did, I'm trying to give you the full break of like why file management, why understanding folders and types and everything is so important. I'm doing that to set myself up for a strong storyline every single time. It's hard because when you're streaming too, falling action happens everywhere and you go up and down and up and down. And it's hard when you think you should be pacing up and then something kills the momentum, but you are the entertainer. You have to keep that momentum up. So I really want to point out too, another thing that we don't like, it's hard to, well, really think about what the viewer is watching, what the viewer sees in front of you. When I'm pulling up content, and even when I'm playing a game, I'm trying to frame everything as clearly as possible. There's quite a few times, and especially too, doing some stuff with Culprit, who's in chat there. I don't know if he's still lurking or not. But there's quite a few times where he's playing with a viewer and the viewer just does something really quick and everybody else is like, what just happened? We have no idea what happened. Well, I try and make it so that like Culprit is there with me, and Culprit's trying to too, obviously, right? We're trying to like be a part of the thing that's going on, but the average viewer doesn't think about that. When we're playing games, you have to think, is it worth that I point the camera towards the monster, or do I point the camera towards the team? Or like when you are the cameraman, right? I am the cameraman right now, even though we're working with a 2D environment and this is my desktop and we're just clicking through stuff. As the cameraman, my job is to frame everything in your video footage in such a way that you follow along what I'm thinking about and the type of experience that I'm trying to put together. Okay. Now, I think it's a quick little overview just on descriptions and entertainment. Now, you don't, obviously sometimes too, just the asterisks on describing things, you sometimes want to let other people describe things. So let's say you are with a group. Can I pick, is there a good interviewer? For example, Joe Rogan. Okay, some of you might not like it, but whatever. I love what he has out there. Joe Rogan does an excellent job at pulling somebody's natural responses out from them. It is really hard when you're playing a game and when you're building something together, or you're working together as a group in some form of presentation, and you realize that a person is relatively closed or not responding to you. I'm not going to bring up too many clips, or actually I'm not going to bring up any clips, but just a visual example so a lot of you know. Like, you want other people to talk. It's really important to get other people to talk. It's really, really important that everybody is in the game. I do scraps, I do these wonderful game fights all the time, and to me, I judge my success by how much people are talking in game, how much people are interacting, because that is part of the content. That is part of why people are there, is to hear people interact with each other and bounce off each other. So keep in mind too, while you are describing, I'm going to be clicking through here, I'm going to be doing this, I'm doing this. If you're in a voice channel with somebody else, step back, let them talk. Prep them, even some way, give them a little bit of push into the topic that you want them to talk about, or a push into the topic that they want to talk about. They just don't know how to introduce themselves. Reading the room, basically. Reading the room is like such a good skill, and it works with some people, it doesn't work with others. You just kind of have to learn and feel it out over time. And sometimes you'll really hear when someone wants to speak, but they don't know when to speak. So you can go, hey, I think this person wanted to say something, or you mentioned something really interesting. Can you describe that a bit more? And that will pull something out. Or you could imagine, I think there's a wonderful game out too called, there's a wonderful game called Lethal Company out there recently. Let's say and you'll know this even if you haven't played the game. Let's say all the rest of the players are out doing something and you're alone. And then when everybody comes back together, just ask them to describe what happened to them, because your viewers don't know what happened to people when they left. So when they come back, you're like, oh, what happened? And the person's like, I got jumped. And then if that's all they're saying, be like, well, what did you get jumped by? What type of monster? How did you escape? How did you do this? And then you get to build out a story from there that creates a comfortable environment for everybody listening. That's why Joe Rogan's so successful. Okay, that is literally it. There's a reason. He is very good at asking questions and getting people to provide the content, getting people to provide their thoughts. So don't be that person that's just like me. I'm doing this. I'm clicking this. I'm bouncing this. Because yes, that could work. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just not a very socially good thing, and it's also really hard to go back and edit and go back and change things up when you're constantly trying to like juggle voices back and forth. People are talking over each other. So silence is really, really important on the end, but also to enabling someone to make you silent. I always think it's a good thing when I'm on stream, I'm talking with people and someone takes off. Unless we're trying to do something else, then we have to be like, hold on, let's get it there. But keep that in mind with the content. Post-production. Okay. Post-production is exceptionally important. What it means is that it's part of the workflow, but it means that when you finish doing your project, or when you finish working on that section of the project, you go back and you label everything. You mark everything down. You set it up correctly, possibly the first time, but you want to make sure that you've concluded your work for the day in some form of note, in some form of layout, in something. Because if you don't have some kind of post-production workflow, you are screwed. And not just for like I don't know, actually, let me revoke that sentence, or take that sentence back. Most of the time when you're finished doing anything at all, that thing is still fresh in your mind. So if I have, for example, if I'm going out and I'm recording something that day, what I'll often do, and this is just my post-production workflow, is I'll go in and I'll change the names of everything to either the date or some kind of context. Assets for test video. Okay. What is this? What's the test video? Assets for test video. Let's rename that. Assets for test video done on training on multimedia media, whatever, training stream. Training stream. Okay. This is going to be all of your post-production workflows. This matters because when you go to a platform like YouTube, or when you go to upload anything at all, the structure of your information will define how easy it is to get everything up there. And I'm not even kidding. It can come down to, I copy text from one place to another. My workflow is pretty simple. And I'll show you guys actually from kind of like my post-production mindset. Okay. Everything starts in recording. All of my recordings, they all have dates. You can see a lot of them too have names. Scrub Place Minecraft, Scrub Place Lobby, Balanced Games versus Diverse Play Styles, Scraps Big Tanks. There's a whole bunch. Now a lot of this is raw, right? But I've gone and I edit the raw descriptions. Once I have those together, right? And I have the videos together. So this is post-production after the recording, but also once we put the video together itself, I will actually put the name of the video in the actual title of the file. If I go into my, where is it? Let's go Scrub Club Media. We can actually move these in. This is where it matters. I'll show why in a second, quite a bit. If I go into Scraps, let's just move that through, right? I have every single video here with a proper title. And that means I can go back in time and actually find that title. It does, you can actually put emojis and stuff like that. I don't know if everybody knows that inside your file types. So to match, I will literally match my file name with the name of the video. Well, let's swap it out. Switch accounts. Scrub Club Media. Oh, we got another sub. Nice. Content. So if you take a peek, all of these have like emojis in them. Well, those are direct copy and paste of the file here. So that means later on, if I for some reason need to go in and edit files or change things around, I have a direct one-to-one comparison with the files that I've thrown up there and the files that I have in my folder. Backing everything up is really important too. You have to have some kind of workflow that brings it from one storage to another. YouTube is okay. Hey Ben over on YouTube, how you doing? Welcome in. We're wrapping up, or it's not wrapping. I think I've still got a few minutes left of things to talk about content creation. So will be going up at the YouTube channel. So check it out there, Ben, if you want. But hello, welcome on YouTube. Because I have this full history here, it makes it really easy for me to find what I need to find when I gotta have a specific time. So let's say I want to find, I don't know, characters where videos where I change the size, mystery hero size. I can go big. We can find all the videos about big stuff. We can find health videos. Should every hero have more health? Do half tanks, right? This post-production, post-creation allows me to easily manage every single video that I have. And you'll even see too, inside my, this is the YouTube upload folder, I have the different channels here. Now, of course, there's a lot of crap, as my stuff usually is, which I have to go in and fix up. I'm not going to worry about that right now. This is all just asset stuff where I've dumped it in here and still has to be organized. But this properly organizing and naming your folders and photos and video and whatever it is can actually tell other systems what you are doing. Wait, Sulack Streams YouTube Shorts. Oh, I actually moved some stuff in here I shouldn't. I'm gonna have to go through and fix this later. But if we go into our shorts, you can see there's like a hashtag scraps, hashtag Overwatch 2. If I upload these directly to YouTube, then YouTube will recognize them with that tag as a short and quickly move it over to a YouTube short. This isn't the way it is for every single video out there, but it's the workflow that I have for this platform. The post-production workflow. How am I getting things from A to B? I'll point this out as just another setup. This is where and you guys get a little sneak preview of the next thumbnail. This is where I would be creating all of my thumbnails, all of my titles and descriptions. This is where I'm breaking down every single concept and adding all the extra things onto the video, right? Depends on the platform that you're putting it on. You could be TikToking it, and then so you have to just do a quick description or tags. YouTube, it's tags, thumbnail, description, all that. Have that workflow down. Have that workflow down to, I have this video or I have this website saved. This is part of my workflow. I have this system where I get tags. Even to a really big one, of course, is like is nowadays especially is AI content creation, and you don't need to pay for Midjourney or pay for ChatGPT if you need help. Those can be all parts of your workflow. Where is it? I can't remember how to get to it. Oh, there we go. You know, write me a description for my Minecraft YouTube video. Right now, oh, it's gonna do. Yeah, here's a sample description. Right, so this is AI nowadays, but back in the old days, it was literally, how do I workflow with another department to do these things? Where do I move this video in? Where do I move this content in to get all of this information added to your tools or your descriptions? For example, just so for those who haven't seen, the back end of YouTube is literally all this extra information. That is the time to make sure you're doing it in a smooth way. How do you fill these things out? How do you copy and paste into these fields? This changes over time. It's not specific to any one environment. And I know I'm talking a lot about the workflow stuff, but having this solid after workflow setup is super, super important. The last thing I'm going to go over here, which I'm not very good at, I'll fully admit. But I think it's worth mentioning. Where is it? One second. Which is this section right here, is uploading an online distribution. Okay. Now, normally, and this is more of like it's gonna be more quick notes on the end of this. Well, first, as we mentioned with the workflow stuff, make sure all your tags are filled out. If you want your video to be found, it will not be found if you don't tag it properly. I know it seems so tedious to write a quick description and add tags and whatnot. Do it. Literally nobody will find your video unless you have tags. But when you're uploading your content, always make sure you can upload it in a higher quality than what you're able of doing. What does that mean? Well, if you, or what your video is at, sorry. If you, for example, I run everything in 1080, but I render out at 4K. Why? Because it retains a lot of the information that actually YouTube gets rid of. We don't realize this. When you upload a video to YouTube, YouTube goes through your whole video, strips out a whole bunch of stuff so it doesn't have to store it all, and then puts it up on the website in different like variations, different resolutions. So if you want your video to look as high quality as possible, or you want your images on any service to look as high quality as possible, always go the extra mile and push the quality just a little bit further. I will bring this up just as a last little thing with DaVinci Resolve, because I did mention quality in terms of images, but I want to end this out with just like understanding a little bit of quality in terms of what the viewer receives, because the viewer doesn't always receive the same quality that you upload. Is it going to load for me? Come on. Untitled project. Boom. I go deliver. On the left hand side, and on the majority of media creation tools, you will have all of these settings, and they are exceptionally intimidating. Okay. I always recommend being safe and going with a higher quality. If you don't know what you're doing at the very start, usually presets are the way to go. It's totally fine to go in here, pick a 720 and upload your content at 720. I would go for one a little higher. You do have to wait a bit longer for these things to go through. Doesn't matter again what program you're using. You have to wait a lot longer really for them to render. But on the final end, the user actually gets a lot higher quality. I'm just going to quickly paint out. We're going to use regular paint. We're going to quickly paint out just like how this works. We have your computer. We have Google's computer. And we have the customer's computer or the viewer's computer. All right. This starts in HD here. Okay. We push it out to Google's computer. Google drops the quality. We're going to go lower. Then I'm going to go Q. It drops the quality. Then it provides the dropped quality to the customer. Play. How do we avoid this? Well, we avoid this by uploading a super HD or a mega super HD version, sorry. And then whatever service you're putting it on will lower the quality just a little bit, but it won't lower it as low as normal, okay? Or at least they have more information that they can throw away. And that's really important. Now, the specifics of it, I'm not going to get into it as a detailed whatever is what it is. But just keep in mind when you are selecting these settings, oh, I just closed DaVinci anyways. When you are selecting the settings on DaVinci, that just try, or when you're selecting the settings on any video editing program or any image editing program, you're always better just going a little bit bigger, even if you gotta wait longer. Okay, so I hope this was quite a good, at least, overview of all of the different bits of content creation. I know we talked a lot about like what computers are and what the details are at the very start, but I think this is like really, I think we did at least go over everything that's needed to have a good idea when you're stepping your foot into any type of video recording, photo capturing, music creation. It doesn't matter. This is such a general overview too. This is such a surface level overview. If you do want to go into any specifics, there will be experts out there who will help you. There are forums out there where people have the answers, but also don't hesitate to ask me. I know I've got a lot of extra bullshit information in my head that I'm pretty sure you guys could pull out and get more from. So yeah, anyways, yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. I know it's gone a little bit long, but thank you guys so much for coming out. Of course, if you liked everything, actually Culprit just says if you don't have a foundation, then you're building a castle on sand. It can fall apart. Good stuff. Hopefully, Culprit, is there anything that I missed? If you think I've anything that I've like missed over the past stream, please tell me. Like I say, this is going up on YouTube as is. Maybe we'll do a little second section segment, something along the lines. And if you guys have friends or family that want to get into this kind of stuff, point them towards my YouTube channel. This will be going up in the Scrub Club. Oh my god, the Sulack Streams. I'm just like defaulting back to my regular outro. But this will be going for the Sulack Streams YouTube channel, so check it out there. With everything else, there will be again more people that know a heck of a lot more than I do. So other than that, guys, I think we're pretty much good. So yeah, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and I'm gonna kill the recording right here. But